We got to talk about ECOWAS, y'all. We have to talk about ECOWAS. And on today's video, we're going to talk about what ECOWAS is, what they've been up to, and I'll give you my opinion on what's actually going on in regards to the Sahel nations. I'm talking about Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Let's get to it. ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, functions to foster economic integration, peace, and development in West Africa by promoting free trade, harmonizing policies, ensuring security, facilitating movement of people, and advancing good governance and human rights. My question for y'all, do you see that happening in ECOWAS, or does this appears more to be a European control method? Let's get to it. So these are the states right here. You got Benin, Guinea, Cabo Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Togo, Nigeria, Gambia, Ghana, and Senegal. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, one of the three largest or most powerful of these states here, said, nah, I'm good, y'all, I'm good. So here's a story from BBC. 3 military-run states leave West African bloc. What will change? This is from January of 2025, and this is a reporter out of Abuja. Okay, so it says 3 countries under military rule have officially left West African regional bloc ECOWAS after more than a year of diplomatic tensions. The withdrawal of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger in a huge blow to ECOWAS, which at 50 years old is considered Africa's most important regional group. The split was sparked after the 3 departing countries refused ECOWAS demands to restore democratic rule. Now let that sink in. Democratic rule. Where do they get this democratic rule from? They got it from the Western nations, you know, the United States and mainly France, okay? Democratic rule. And what we've been seeing over the years, like in Nigeria and other places, democratic rule means the leader is elected via some type of vote. It could be a fraudulent vote, it could be a rigged election or not, but the leader is elected, and it always seems that that leader is really friendly towards France. They're really friendly towards European countries, and then they make deals that benefit those countries, like Shell out in Nigeria, sucking all the resources and the gas, okay? That money seems to be flowing. It seems that these countries continue to be loyal to Europeans, and I don't like that, and a lot of us don't. So let's check this one out. This post is good. 50 years of ECOWAS versus 2 years of the ASE. That's the Alliance of the Sahel States. After 50 years, ECOWAS still faces single currency delayed repeatedly. Why isn't there one currency for these African nations instead of multiple currencies, and instead of using the French franc, okay? No dedicated regional TV broadcaster. Standby force on paper only, no permanent unified command, so there's not one big military, okay? Persistent trade barriers despite free movement protocols. In just 2 years, the Alliance of Sahel States has delivered Alliance of Sahel States television, that's huge, Confederal Investment Bank with $900 million in capital, 5,000 strong unified forces, issued common biometric passports and ID cards so they can all, you know, work with each other easily, unified shared flag, and common cultural policy. Okay, this is the post right here. This is after 2 years. So you got my guys in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. So when we talked about democracy versus military control or authoritarianism, I don't think personally that Africa right now in most places is ready for some type of democracy. You need a leader like Ibrahim Traore that to really, and the other two, to go in and do what needs to be done. Build hospitals, build roads, kick the Europeans out, get your gold in order, get your uranium in order, get your resources in order, get your military in order, and then you can start doing these elections if necessary, So we got a post right here that we need to watch some of this video, and we're going to talk about it.
As far as I'm concerned, the ECOWAS leaders are wasting their time. If they don't do the needful, they are just wasting their time. Look, the world has moved on. the world has moved on and left us behind. If there is no good governance, people will grumble. Mr. Okoro, go and tell those ECOWAS leaders that if they don't entrench good governance in West Africa, even the very sand on the ground will rise up against them.
Barrister, is that not what they are doing?
What are they doing?
You know, calling for responsible democracy.
So
yes, did you read the statement?
What they are calling? Oh, are they advising themselves? This coup that they are carrying out against the people, are we not supposed to disagree with them? They are the ones that started the coup in the first place because of their leadership, because of what they are doing. Have they ever reprimanded any of their leaders who are behaving anyhow? Have they ever? Have you seen where ECOWAS leaders issue a statement and say, look, what is going on in Nigeria? What is going on in Nigeria? What is going on in Cameroon? What is going on, you know, that they denounce it? Have they ever done so? They will keep quiet until the damage has been done. They will now start telling us stories. This thing they are doing in West Africa, even in the Western world where they go and hide their loot. Is it like that? Have you ever seen any leader in the Western world who changed the constitution to favor him? Have you ever seen it? Tell me.
But I read the communique, and I expect that you read it too, because in that communique, the leader said, look, it is time for us to uphold good governance. Because that is the only
Talking
way.
is not enough, Mr. Okoro. They have said it before.
Okay, what else should they do?
Action. Let them put it in practice, and there will be no coup anywhere in West Africa. Let them put it in practice. Mr. Okoro, you have states that you are supposed to be controlling in West Africa as ECOWAS state. And then a foreign power is intimidating that particular state, taking their mineral resources, taking everything they have. And you, ECOWAS leader, you were there. Instead of you to say, no, this is not right. And then come to the edge of your member. You went to bed with them. What does that tell you? You went to work with your work, with your operation.
My brother here, the analyst out here in Africa, says, nah, ECOWAS is not it. What have they accomplished? What have they done? And he basically is like, nothing. They're actually loyal to the Europeans, as I said earlier in this video. Why haven't they called out the corruption in Nigeria? Why haven't they actually done what needs to be done? As he said, action. I agree with my brother here. Well said. Now, if we look at them here, ECOWAS is U-turn begs African Sahel Alliance for cooperation due to incessant breakout of coup and insecurity in West Africa. So what's happening is these coups that has happened has been successful and is making other nations want to have coups. Rumors are spreading, things are happening. They want to control themselves. That's positive. But this coup here that I'm going to bring up is really weird. So check this one out. President of Guinea, Colonel Madi Doumbouya's wife is from France. Okay. He marries Lorraine Doumbouya while serving in the French Foreign Legion. Hear me clear. This guy right here who ran a coup, his wife is a white lady from France. He served France. So what do you think they're going to do when they take the lead? They're going to serve France. He's obviously loyal to French. That's crazy to me. So he led a coup d'etat on September 5th of 2021, overthrowing the president, and he became their interim president. It's been 5 years now. His first lady occasionally makes public appearances, such as at diplomatic events of Rwanda, Zimbabwe, and China. What would you tell African leaders who marry white people? That's crazy. You know, some people say, hey, marriage is personal. I agree with that. But if you're a leader of an all-African country, you know, and it's not like a mixed type country or something, or that has a lot of Euro people, now this lady is the leader of the women in this country, essentially. You know, I would say it's very interesting. And it'd be, I would say, a little bit different if he wasn't, you know, serving France. If he just met this lady or something at an international event, maybe, you know, maybe. But this is not a good look. This person says, I don't respect this. How dare you make this woman the first lady of an African woman? She says the right things, but based on this, I don't trust him. How do you feel about African presidents having foreign or non-African wives? And then this one here, Ivory Coast's Ouattara, sorry if I mess up the names here, seeks fourth term on economic record. Critics decry coronation. Now, fourth term, okay? And this is his wife. French Algerian, okay? So she's pretty much French or Arabish or something like that. This is another one that fourth term, he hasn't been, doing what he should be doing, as I'm hearing out here in the streets. But y'all let me know what you think about this. How do you feel about ECOWAS? Should ECOWAS just keep it pushing and let the Sahel nations spread, take over, and lead Africa to where it needs to be? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments.